Good morning. Thank you for joining us for Monday Encouragement video. So last week we spoke about the fact that as mothers we've been called by God, we've been chosen by God to nurse our children, to give them the structure that they need so when they get older they will have the boldness and the confidence to accomplish His purpose, plan, expectation for their lives. So this week I'm going to be looking at Genesis 14:13, and we're going to be talking about one arena in which God enables us to give our children structure. So Genesis 14:13 says, "Then one who had escaped came and told Abram the Hebrew, for he dwelt by the Tabernath trees of Mamre, the Amorite, brother of Eshcol and brother of Aner, and they were allies with him." So the backstory is that Abraham, God had called Abraham out of his familiar setting, out of his family, and He said, "Go somewhere that I'm going to tell you about. And leave your traditions behind, leave your culture behind, leave everything that you know behind, and go to where I've called you to go, to accomplish what I've called you to accomplish." So Abram takes his nephew Lot, who he adopts as his son. Lot's father had died, which was Abram's brother, and so Abram adopted this young man as his son. And they go off, they have a little bit of strife, so they separate. And Lot goes to where he thinks he's going to be prosperous. Well, he gets himself in trouble. And Abraham, who is in the right place where God has called him to be, is now surrounded by these God-ordained allies who are going to help him save his son Lot, okay, his adopted son Lot. And, sometimes as single mothers, we can feel as if we're just kind of out there by ourselves, wondering, trying to figure out how to accomplish what we're supposed to accomplish with these children. But if we would be obedient to God, and if we would just find His rhythm and get into the flow of His abundance, get into His overflow, then God will provide everything that we need, even in the case of an ally who is going to stand beside us. And when God provides an ally, this is going to be somebody who will stop whatever they're doing to pray for your child, who's going to encourage you in the parenting, who's going to correct you, keep you accountable, who is going to be that person that your child can go to when they have questions about whatever life may throw at them. But in the same way that God provided these allies for Abraham, because he was in the right place, God provided these very strong allies who was able to go and help him recover his son Lot. It's the same thing God will do for us. If we're in the right place, we're going to have those people who will pray for our children who might be sick. If we have a rebellious child, they're going to pray that child comes back, that prodigal son comes back. If we have a child who's confused or whatever may come to us in our parenting journey, God will provide the allies that we need to get us through that wilderness, if you will. And I have to say, I can truthfully say, the most important arena, the most important place where God will do this is in the church. I can say that I know that I'm in the right place because God has provided allies for me that has helped me with mentoring of my children, encouraging my children, speaking life into my children. So you have to be in the right place at the right time, and that can only come from being obedient to God. You have to be willing to say, you know what, I let go of traditions, I let go of the culture, I let go of what my parents and my grandparents did, and I'm going to trust God to position me in that right place. Don't worry about the wilderness because there's always going to be that ally. Don't worry about if that child gets himself in trouble because there's always going to be that ally. Our job as parents, the best thing that we can do for our children is to be in the right place, being obedient to God, because that's where we're going to have that support. That's where we're going to find that village that it takes to raise our children. So this week I just want to encourage you. Don't look at the wilderness. Look at the place that God has called you to be. Don't look at the child who may be in trouble. Look at the place where God has called you to be. Be obedient to God and allow Him to provide for you that ally in His overflow, in His abundance of His goodness. Have a blessed week, and I'll see you next week, Monday. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach me at Vashti's house. The contact information will be on the screen. And if you have any prayer requests and you're in need of allies to get together and pray for you or pray with you, please feel free to contact the ALM Thursday Prayer Gathering. Their information will also be on the screen.